Hey, Kliq This fans, want to get closer to the show than ever? Join Kliq This TV. Kliq This TV offers early commercial-free access to wrestling's hottest podcast, plus live audience tapings of their show every friggin' week. Head to KliqThisTV.com now and get inside the show that's just too sweet.
The following podcast contains mature language and adult discussion.
Kev, when I drink my bovine colostrum, I'm reminded that there's a stem cell process that's supposed to be happening with this, right?
Yes.
Like it activates your stem.
So does dark chocolate. I think over 80% cocoa. Dark
yeah.
chocolate kicks in stem cells. I eat like 2 ounces of dark chocolate every night.
Wait, I could be having chocolate instead of drinking this stuff?
If you can eat, I mean, I'm talking about the chocolate that fucking tastes like you're cooking.
That's okay. Like tile? You got to break it. It's like a fucking ceramic tile. Kliq This, the Kevin Nash podcast. We're in episode 133, if anyone's counting. We've done this shit 133 times in a row. But Kev, stem cells does remind me that that you are booked for your stem cells. We've been teasing this for a while.
I won't say exactly when I'm going.
No, of
but
course,
I'm going.
We're just talking about it here. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to get stem cells soon.
Now, we also talked about our optimism that maybe with a new administration there would be some, with your friend RFK Jr., that maybe things like this that are considered alternative medicine may now be approved. Is there any movement on this? Am I any closer to getting stem cells shot into my ass for something?
No, because he's not even.
Well, is there a plan? Have you heard of a plan? I know there were a lot of theories, and not many plans. Do you know if we're closer to a plan?
They would be better off to go with the peptides first, and start doing like human testing with the peptides, because was it BP 157 and
or 158, whatever it's going to take,
whatever it takes. But TB 500, I mean, like those all worked. Those were all being prescribed by longevity doctors throughout the country. And then, I don't know, maybe a month, 2 months ago, man, they just fucking pulled the plug on them.
So now peptides, so anyone who's listening, the stem cells, most people are now familiar with that process, the cord blood and the stem cells and regenerating things happening below the surface in your body by using stem cells shot into the area. Now, what's the peptide process?
Peptide is it's same. It's like a molecular, different combinations of molecules that some have healing, processes. Some have like there's some that increase your HDL. I mean, they just do everything.
Now, what about plasma? Now, my wife has tennis elbow. She's Italian. She talks with her hands a lot. So with the tennis elbow, they gave her the option to do a plasma thing where they take the blood and they extract.
I think that's horse shit.
You did tell me that. You're right. I texted you that, and you said don't bother. So is there no evidence toward that? Why are we wasting our? Why are doctors wasting?
Well,
their time
I mean, because it's something. I look at it this way: if you take the oil out of your car, spin it, and put it back in, it's not an oil change. If I take a 65-year-old stem cell out of my hip and spin it around and throw it someplace else in my body, fuck that.
Like a record baby, right round.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like it's just, you know. How do you feel? I don't know. What did you do? Shoot rust in my shoulder?
Well, but what's
Like,
the concept then? That by putting it in a centrifuge, what's going to happen?
I don't think shit. I think the term is placebo.
But how are they selling it? They're selling it that by spinning it, it gets.
That's placebo. You ever look at some of those trials? You know, like 30% are on placebo, and the placebo get 18.9%. You know, swear they got.
Yeah, no, I understand the placebo effect, but I mean, there's a whole industry of doing this. How
I've
could
never
they
had
be-
it. It's the same as all these people that go and get that rooster comb shit shot in their fucking joints to
Oh yeah, I've
stop
heard
from
about that.
getting. Every person I know that had that done, and it was like a
In the
total
knees,
of
right, or something.
yes,
They take
a
something
to,
from the
a
cock.
yeah, they take it from
The male,
yeah,
the cock,
the rooster comb,
the
and
rooster.
they,
Yeah.
they inject it into the joint, and it's supposed to lubricate, and it's just like, how is it possible? You're putting if you can actually shoot something in there, and it moves around, and you're bone on bone. Like how long before your bone on bone, like what, a walk to the mall? I mean, come on.
Yeah, that would seem that knowing nothing about it, being a total layperson and admitting my ignorance, that would seem weird to
Yeah.
that would stay between like in my knee joint between my joints and my knee and just stay there. Do
Now
they
there's
suture it? Is it sutured?
no, it's just injected. It's horse shit. And back in the day, they used to, like when you had bad knees, back in the 70s. I mean, fuck, man, they would drain your knees all the time because you get water on your knees. They
Yeah.
wouldn't xylocaine it, man. They would just stick an 18 gauge needle in the side of your leg. You'd feel it in your gut, and they'd just pull that fluid out. It'd be like, oh, like no, I don't want. I don't want to get anything injected in my knee. Put me to sleep. Saw my knee off and put a fake knee in.
Now, when they inject the stem cells, do they go? Does it have to go right to the area that is a
Yeah,
problem, or will it find it?
No, they use a where they're like looking at a screen when they do your shoulders. And what I'll do is I'll have them. I'll probably get between 40 and 70 million in each shoulder, and they'll go like on my right one. I don't have any full tears, but on my left one I had a full thickness supraspinatus, and that I had that bicep tendon tear. So on both of those, I had to get the repair done in order to put the stem cell on it to get the healing process. To where with the smaller tears that aren't full thickness, the stem cells will heal it up. This is the first time that I've had this. This will be the fourth or fifth time I've had stem cells, and this will be the first time I wasn't drinking alcohol. B, I'm already injured and not training, so I won't push myself like a month afterwards and be, banging, 405 for 6 on the inclines.
Does alcohol impede the process?
Alcohol, yeah, because you want like the perfect alkaline, system. You don't want any cortisol, so.
How about THC? Are we okay with that?
When I went down to Tijuana to Chipsa, one of the things they gave us was they gave us THC
As part of the
process.
the therapy?
Yeah.
All right. Well, good luck. Let us know what happens whenever that is.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Plus it's it's summer in the other hemisphere, so I'll be down in that 85-degree weather, man.
Yeah.
Get a little sun.
Of that now. I almost sent you a picture today. I got my car. It was 23. So, I got the water over here, so breeze right
That's
up
like
the block.
us, man. I mean, I got the water right in front of me. It's just like, ugh. I was sitting there last night, and I could just feel the wind with that. We have a big slider, and I put the hurricane shutter down just to keep the wind off it. Just.
I need to take
we
my
actually
shot because
we had the heat on last night.
yeah, well, yeah, no, the numbers you've been telling me.
Yeah.
I know I need to take my shot, my weight loss drug shot, because when you said we have a big slider, I imagined like this cheeseburger, like this White Castle in front of your door to protect the wind, like the pillowy, soft bun. God damn it. Kev, listen, when you're down in Columbia, I can send you, I don't know what television you can get down there. The appointees are going before Congress,
Ugh.
so I can give you updates.
Yeah.
From the Democrats make the same problem again and again, don't they? When they get somebody of questionable moral compass before them.
I was watching. Who was I watching last night? And Elizabeth Warren was on.
Oh yeah, she was giving it to.
It was just like, shut the fuck up, man. Like, can't we get somebody that's not 100? I'm 65. I'm 65, and I look at her and I cringe. She's so out of it. Number one, hey Democrats, a little something to you. We just basically for the next 4 years, we took a high school kid, a high school quarterback. We gave all of our draft choices away, and we don't have a say so in shit. So shut up. Shut up! You're counting on four Republicans shifting. That ain't gonna happen.
Everyone's getting in, right?
Hegseth,
Unless somebody withdraws.
Hegseth's getting in. Bondi's getting in. Rubio, I thought, did a good job today.
Well, he kind of got props from both sides, I thought.
I think that he's a good. I think he's a smart. He's a good politician. And I think he took the beating in his little Marco. I mean, he took Trump's shit, and he hung in there, and he's been so.
Good boy, give him a treat.
Yeah, little good boy.
So, but why now? So we're still doing this thing where we stand before and with righteous indignation, clutching our chests.
Hegseth.
Talk about
they sat and talked about Hegseth, and they kept saying, I think it was Elizabeth Warren that kept saying, and he's at a strip club at work. I'm like, okay, if he's at a strip club with his colleagues, and the guy works for Fox, I don't think they shoot regularly from the strip club. I think that's called you're out with your colleagues.
Yeah.
Okay, that's number one. So the guy drinks, and they went through and did they have to drag you off the back of a party bus? No comment, slander, whatever the fuck. He kept going back to the same thing. But they said like 25. Instead of somebody saying, could you tell me about the Mark X 307 nuclear system that were like, if they would
that would have been the silver bullet if they had a shot at one, right?
Exactly. Go into what the job actually is. It's like, if anything, as you're grilling this guy, I'm saying, oh, that's easy for you to say, old motherfucker. How many firefights have you been in? How many tours did you do? Like, he's a soldier. That's what he is. And sometimes, guess what? Like, our soldiers come home, they're fucked up. So, but go after that. Go after. It's like, we have 3 million, people that this guy is going to be in charge of. And it's like, go after that. One person said, what's the most people you've ever been in charge of? And he said 100. And
but that's the line of questioning that if you're looking to shoot holes in somebody's
Yeah.
case to have a position, you would ask about that. Put hypothetical scenarios. Ask historical questions. See how much history they know related to their position. But they go back to this shit. Like the strip club is a perfect example. Do you think anybody under the age of, forget about age, I don't want to do ageism. Do you think anybody in this modern society gives a shit whether somebody went out for drinks with the guys? And it's not speaking to the job.
Not when the evangelicals 8 years ago gave grab a pussy a fucking complete. That's cool.
Yeah, well, I mean, you have someone convicted of sexual assault in the White House. What are we doing? We got Hegseth into a strip club? It's just madness.
And then they go into this whole thing about, the non-disclosures and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. The world's a fucking mess. There's no doubt about that.
See, the Matt Gaetz thing was a little different because
That's pedophilia.
Exactly. That's a hot button issue, and it's not just illegal. Illegal doesn't bother the Republicans either. And most Democrats.
I saw one of the. I watched Bill Maher's stand up, and he said he was at the beginning of his show. He said basically how he wanted everybody at his shows. He wanted QAnon, and they kind of booed the QAnon people. And he goes, "What do you mean?" He goes, "You got a problem with the QAnon?" He goes, "Yeah." He goes, I do have one problem with them. He goes, "The QAnons think that the Democrats drink and they eat the babies. They drink the blood and they eat the babies,
Not the
and they
cats.
fuck them." And that doesn't work out because sooner or later, if you eat all the babies, you won't have anything to fuck. That was like one of his opening fucking volleys, and I thought, all right, I'll give Mara a fucking watch tonight. Great choice of fucking jacket and like suit color. It's almost like he came out like this color.
Who's that?
Mar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Mar came out in one of the Czechoslovakian lakes.
Yeah, Wes was kind of flexing that before, wasn't he? Maybe that was his inspiration.
Yeah.
So all right, so I'll keep you up to date on that, and if you get bored, I don't know what wrestling you can get down there now. Is Netflix extended?
Well, I'll get Netflix because I'll be able to jack it off my phone.
Yeah, but will it be carried down there though? Because you'd need it on a Wi-Fi signal. And look, worst comes to worst, you have the Kenny Omega finish from Japan.
True.
On your phone.
I could watch that on a loop.
Yeah, Steve, can I get a little bit of this, perhaps here?
It's just the finish is all we need.
Yeah, there you go. Well, I'm sure the entrance was interesting too, given this. So if anyone who's listening and not watching it, it's worth it to watch. There's a brutal.
Yeah, you got to see this.
Double chop to the ass crack, and there's the roll-up finish with the ass in the face.
Looks like he's been doing some lunges. What the?
Mm-hmm. So this is, I guess, their comedy federation comedy match, but it actually looks more like a tragedy at this point.
I don't know if that's comedy. I think that's
a different brand. It's not like Carlin or.
No, I don't think that's comedy. I think that's like committed relationship.
Yeah.
To go that deep.
There you go, as it were. Talk about a finish.
Talking about fucking calling a match.
Kind of makes the finger poke of doom.
Kenny goes in for the match while checking the colon.
A finger poke there, you would have had you'd need a rag after the match. So, with feedback from last week, Edgar Watson was watching and listening, and he said it was really a perfect opening, referring to Raw. Over the years, I've become such a fan of the tradition and the purpose of the industry. That's what appears on TV is largely secondary to the stories behind the scenes. Proud to be a spectator of the greatest show on earth. All right. Edgar giving WWE props. It's certainly the greatest wrestling show on earth, you'd have to say, right? No one does production like
there was.
Connecticut.
I remember one of the first times I came back, and I was just baked at a WrestleMania, and I sat there and watched that, and I mean, it was so many things: the athleticism, the costuming. It was kind of like the Circus Soleil,
Liberace in Vegas.
Yeah, a Broadway play. I mean, there were so many. It was just like, and then you have on top of that the people watching. So I mean, that's WrestleMania it's going to be in Vegas this year, so that should be pretty spectacular.
You going out?
Oh yeah.
I wasn't sure.
Yeah, I think that's. I've got.
Are there offers on the table, Steve? Did you talk to someone who talked to me? Who asked me about Kevin? Is Kevin going out? I said, I don't know. He's recovering. Well, I'll let you know.
No, it's Astro Comic Con is I believe it's in Ypsilanti in April, early April. So that'll be my first. Well, I'm doing one up the road. I'm doing a thing with me and Kurt Angle are doing a signing together in Cocoa Beach, February the 18th. So, well, Kurt and I'll be there. It'll be good. I haven't seen Kurt in a while. And then that's the one I'm doing. That's just outside of Detroit, so that'll give me a chance to.
All right.
Yeah.
Get your tickets now. Was that April 4th? Did that say?
The day the day my dad passed away.
Oh.
April
You'll be home.
4th.
You'll be near Detroit.
Near Detroit.
Matt says regarding Hogan, it pissed me off the disrespect he received. That same spot would have gone huge in virtually any other city, regardless of politics. Personally, if I were WWE, in the future, I guess, I'd give my venues to more deserving crowds. Kevin's NWO idea. Agree. F him.
You know, somebody really said that he got booed at that the Mania in Tampa when he came out there. I think that him and Titus were supposed to do something together, but I think that was because Titus was black, and I think that it just churned that whole thing back up.
We did get some comments regarding our comments on Hogan getting the blue state boo. K.O. Grave said, my deeply unpopular opinion is that Scott Hall wouldn't... Actually, this is not even related to that. What the fuck am I talking... Steve, see on that last K.O. Grave, he was commenting on...
No, I want to see this guy.
No, I'm gonna show you that, but I had one related to Hogan I wanted to read before that. But yeah, bring this up. All right, K.O. Grave, my deeply unpopular opinion is that Scott Hall wouldn't have been nearly as much of a mess for years if he didn't hang around enablers like Nash and Hogan.
Well, you're entitled to your opinion. You're a fucking idiot. Scott had a problem way before he met me.
Well, the other thing too is that at the time in the business, all of you guys were on the road together.
Yeah,
it wasn't
when you're in a car and everybody's unconscious and everybody's eating pills and drinking booze. I just don't see how anybody enables anybody.
But and also, Kevin, don't you think when I read that, I didn't reply. It doesn't. But that could have been you. It could have been any of the guys. A result of that lifestyle, because the grind.
It wouldn't have been me though.
You don't think you could have had an addiction coming out of your
No.
years in wrestling?
I didn't.
You didn't, but you
No.
don't think if you had the
No, I was
genes that...
addicted to somas. I stopped. Cold turkey. Just like with alcohol, I don't. Either you have an addictive personality or you don't. You don't develop it. You don't.
But that's the Russian roulette I'm saying. You don't always know if you've got that gene for addiction or your family or whatever.
Your parents are addicts. Both Scott's mother and father were alcoholics.
Right.
I would say that you would tend to have,
A much higher probability.
Yeah, my mom didn't drink. I know my dad was an alcoholic. I'm sure he was a functioning alcoholic, but I mean, I remember when I was 3 or 4 years old going to pick my dad up. That's back in the good old days when if you got in a wreck and you just hit a telephone pole and you hit somebody else, you just come, pick your dad up at the police station.
Ruin the car.
Shit was crazy. I remember being like 15, 16 years old and being in the back seat of a car and getting pulled over, and the cops just taking our beer.
Right.
Telling us and driving us home, and then, making us pull up in between the houses in that little fucking, a spot that's barely, you can barely get the doors open once you pull the car in between the houses, and then they fucking put the lights on, the blue lights on, and wait until your mom opens the door, and then they back out, and there you are, like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
What you got at home? Breath.
What you got at home sometimes worse than.
That was the thing back then. Parents, the parents were allowed to beat you.
Right. Everyone was allowed to beat you, right?
Yeah.
The nuns would hit you.
Teachers, everybody.
The nuns from the 2 horror movies we talked about, they demonic possession, and what the hell was that called? The First Omen? Last Omen? First Omen? I don't know.
I don't have your class ring, Kenny. I'm blind! Okay, take a look.
Edgar Watson, 73. Kevin is right. Eat fiber, wipe less. Now I need a Kevin Nash bobblehead candy pooper with a mini clothes hanger for those extra fiber days. The clothes hanger story, for anyone that doesn't remember, was a hotel necessity when you had to break up a particularly dense one that hit land, right? You dropped one in the bowl.
The Viking ship.
Yes, the longboat touched land. And that wasn't going down. And you don't want to call somebody, right? Imagine that, you get one of the...
And of all the people, when you think about, like, taking monstrous shits, Brian Pillman used to do this gig. And, I mean, it was all the time. I mean, I'm not saying, like, 3 times I remember. I mean, this was... If you went to a building and there were 4 shitters... And what he would do is he would shit, he'd wipe his ass, go next to the next stall, flush the toilet paper, because God forbid he going to, and then that way there he just left that piece of art just waiting for you.
See, this your fucking industry that doesn't happen at Apple headquarters.
No,
you have no chance of that happening. The memo that went out when they started shitting in Jerry Lawler's crown. What public company has to send out a memo that says, please stop shitting in everyone's hat?
Yeah, no more shitting in the crown.
Unbelievable. So they do sell the poop knife,
yeah,
Kevin, and
knife.
There it is. You're more primitive, and I guess it's out of necessity, right? The only thing there that would have done the job, as Sheiky might have said, was the clothes.
Well, there was
hanger.
always too. You always had, like, the ring announcer would have the white shirt that he would have dry cleaned, like 1 hour Martinized or some shit. So he'd have his little and then there was the hanger. So boom. I would like to buy
just call Finkel's room and say, Howard, you get your shirts
I would just
back?
like to go to everybody that I know's house and put that poop knife in with their fucking regular like utensils,
Mm-hmm.
and then send like a mask thing out saying, they'll be like, what, Jim, what is this? And then send them out a fucking a postcard of the poop knife.
Did I put that there? That's why it's blue, I guess. So there's no chance of unbelievable. Kevin, I want to. It is with some excitement that I want to tell you about a new sponsor with us here, and that is Bilt. BILT is what I'm talking about. Maybe you've never heard of it out there. Maybe you're unfamiliar with what I'm talking about. But if you're a renter, listen up, because if you haven't heard of Bilt, you're about to thank me for what's coming. Earning points on rent is now a reality. Oh, everyone talks about, renting doesn't have advantage. Well, when you pay your rent through Bilt, you do earn points. You don't even have to check with your landlord to start earning points that you can use towards flights, hotel stays, fitness classes, and even your next rent payment. All right, let me break it down for you here, okay? There's no cost to join, all right? And as a member, you'll earn valuable points on rent and on your everyday spending. The Bilt points can be transferred to your favorite hotels, airlines, even the ones you haven't heard of. There are over 500 airlines and 700,000 hotels and properties around the world where you can redeem your Bilt points toward, okay? Points can also be redeemed toward a future rent payment and unique experiences that only Bilt members can access, okay? If you're not doing this, my question is, why not? If you're paying rent anyway, get something for it, okay? Start earning points on your rent. You're already paying it. Go to joinbilt, BILT.com, and use that /Kliq, KLIQ. That's JOINBILT.com/Kliq. Make sure to use our URL so that they know we sent you. Start earning points on your rent payments today. God, I wish I had that when I was I
wish I'd have came up with that.
20s. Yeah, right?
Hell of an idea.
Jen Vargo, having just started Landman on Kevin's recommendation, and so far I like it. Bonus, Billy Bob Thornton, Angelina had that and went to Brad Pitt. Why? I don't know if she's being facetious here. I couldn't tell the tone of that. She would have chosen the Billy Bob action over the Brad Pitt, or is there a kind of a wink and a smile in all this? See, if I had the choice, I would. I mean, Billy Bob's cool, but I mean, if we're just talking looks, I probably would wear the Brad
We're
mask.
also talking Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Brad Pitt and Angelina. That was they were kind of at their primes.
In their prime. I was exactly going to say that. Speaking of prime, Kev, Han Solo was listening. I don't know if it's Harrison Ford or not. How is it possible that Big Sexy looks better at 65 than Edge at 51? WTF? What has he been doing with himself? Maybe Kev needs to be his life coach.
I don't know.
Colostrum.
I'll tell you what, that fucking, that talon.
The what?
That beef tallow.
Oh, the beef tallow.
Oh.
Kev, is this? I looked it up. I did a deep dive when you sent me the thing.
Look at my. Let me see if I get close.
You have a healthy glow.
But I mean, my lines, dude. I'm 65 years old. I haven't had shit done. I don't have. I mean, I'm not saying I'm male model or anything, but.
You don't break out from putting animal fat on your face?
No, because it matches the collagen and the shit. Dude, like and you touch your face, and I mean, there's like, it's moist. It's never fucking dry.
I do use product, but
no,
I don't. Just
I'm telling you, man.
dude. Everybody in the pipe fitters union that listens to us just switched over to Bruce's show.
They should fucking change over to talent. I mean, it's just like when my wife sat there the other day and she looked over, she goes, "What are you doing to your skin?" And I told her, she said, "What?" I said, "Yeah."
I'm gonna look. What's gonna happen? I'm drinking bovine colostrum. Now I'm gonna put beef tallow on my. I'm gonna start charging at things that are red.
Sooner or later, you'll work out and you'll fucking really see what life's all about.
Yeah, worked out for a little while, years ago.
Oh shit! Yeah, what gym class?
What a wonderful time. Oh, I joined the gym. Actually, the first time I lost weight, it was probably 12 years ago, 13 years ago. I did. I had to lose some weight. I was like, I'm not in shape anymore. And I was a younger man, too. Was I 40 or whatever? I dropped 18 pounds in a month. I was going to the gym pretty regularly, 4 times a week. And, my body actually has a very good, I've been told a very good, muscle memory. So it kind of, when I start, it kicks in. But you know what? I just don't, I'm going to say something terrible now and say I don't have the time. I just can't stand there and lift something heavy repeatedly. There are books to write, etc. Podcast to host.
Well,
Maddie says maybe you and the big man can help them break it down on the next Kliq This. So here's a clip that he was commenting on, which the original clip was from Jason G at the SAT. This is the match I was telling you about, Kev. It was the Jericho footage. Yeah, we can mute this. So this is... Zoom that cameraman zoom a little bit, and here we go.
I actually saw this.
You did see this, okay? Yeah. So my screen is that your screen for? Okay, here we go. All right, so we get a back suplex, and is it? Was there an injury? Do we know? Is he just blowed up? What's happening? This is collision footage, by the way.
The spot, it was supposed to be, he was supposed to get the when he came off, he was supposed to get him with the belt. It's just a botch. And then he came back and did that. He got the
belt shot.
But that's a makeup.
Which would have knocked out who? That one. My daughter?
I think Chris is at a period in his career where some nights he just wants to go out there and have fun. Like, I really don't, It
was fun for everyone but the viewer.
I mean...
It looks like maybe... Look, I like Chris. I think Chris was one of the most talented wrestlers, and he's a musician. I have a lot of respect for Chris, but I'm talking about what I'm looking at here. And I think Chris would even talk about what he's looking at. Maybe there was an injury. I couldn't do it.
I don't know. How old's Chris now? 54, 55?
Yeah, a little older. I put him there.
I'll tell you what, man. It's
54.
How old is he? 54?
54.
Yeah.
He looks younger. It's the beef tallow, clearly, but
no.
He looks
at 54, I could still. I mean, I was a TNA. I had abs. I mean, I was in decent shape.
It's a hard decision. When do you, as an athlete, when do you hang it up? Right.
Well, it's not. You have to realize, though. I think it's when you're 54 years old and you're a athlete / entertainer. Because you're not being asked to hit a curveball. You're not being asked to fucking hit the fucking, follow the pulling guard.
Mm-hmm.
So.
But even in that, though, like Aaron Rodgers, right? When Aaron Rodgers signed with the Jets, I thought that was a very good business move from the Jets standpoint because they'd sell a ton of merch, ton of jerseys. back in that's the top headline on ESPN. So that from that aspect, it's a good business decision. But did anyone think that, given the team that the Jets had, Aaron Rodgers would do anything there? Why would Aaron Rodgers?
Oh my God! After that Hard Knocks, people thought that they were going. They had a the Jets' defense was great. Man, people fucking thought when he ran out there that first game with that flag, and I was one of them. I thought, man, they're the fucking Jets are going to do something this year.
But other than him, they didn't have an offense. Their protection was
their running
suspect.
back was the running back was good. They had 3 good receivers.
I don't think if he hadn't been hurt that they would have done anything significant that year. Saleh, Robert Saleh, I don't know how he pronounces the name, but who I thought was a good coach. I used to watch his post game.
I liked
post game press conferences. He seemed like one of those guys that the locker room would get behind. And
yeah. No, I think I just started watching the other night. I started watching that Aaron Rodgers Netflix special.
Mm-hmm.
And the first episode is pretty much the injury and no, I mean the Hard Knocks that they had that year from on HBO was fucking excellent.
But that was a training camp one.
Yeah, but it's almost like a kiss of death. The year before that was the Lions. And the Lions were just, I mean, that was a great Hard Knocks. And they came out of that. So you kind of felt like the Jets were going to do the same thing. And then lo and behold, the Bears had a great Hard Knocks. And, you know, they shit the bed too. So
I think everyone comes out of training camp optimistic. That's the old movie thing, right? You buy the stock at the premiere and you sell it at the opening weekend.
Yeah, but you know whether or not. I mean, there's a lot of teams that come out of camp. I'd heard early talk this year that when the Bengals broke camp that they weren't where they thought they would be, and they ended up not being. And you know, so there's a lot of things like that where, and the parity in that league right now, man, is just. The NFL it's as tight as it gets, I think.
True that.
How about them fucking Lions?
Good God. You ain't kidding.
Got those Commanders.
What's the line? What are we doing? We doing anything? I don't think I'm doing anything. I started parlaying.
What was it?
Like
3.5?
Idiot. I should just be picking the winners.
What are they giving? The Lions giving 3.5?
What is it at now, Steve? Look it up. I refuse to look at it.
Your whole problem is this parlay shit.
I shouldn't. No, I know. I should just be playing a win and a loss.
Just fucking, yeah.
And I do very well. I finished the year 31-16 and 1. 31-16 and 1. Just picking winners and losers. Then toward the end of the year, I get all like, you know, there's money in the bank. So all right, let's go. Overs, unders, Mafangul. What are we looking at here? The line is, how is it, 9.5?
I can't
Lions
see.
given 9.5.
Oh.
It's a lot of goddamn points.
I ain't touching that.
I have to put it.
Lions will win. I don't know if it'd be by 9.5. What's the over? 55? 55 points? Yeah. It'll be. That kid, the quarterback for out of LSU's good.
55 though.
Fuck, man. Detroit scored what?
Yeah, 73 that week.
Well, I mean, but I think they've scored 46 times.
Yeah. Not when I had it last week, by the way. I had 40,
Yeah,
I needed 44. I think they got, what did they hit, 42 or something like that? Good God. Hey, Kev, you know, for a twist on picking games and having fun like this, I want to introduce everybody. This is a fine time to talk about our new friends at Prize Picks. This is something like nothing you've ever done before, okay? And listen, if you sign up and you use the code KLIQ, K-L-I-Q, you're getting $50 instantly when you play $5, all right? Prize Picks. Let's talk about Prize Picks. It's playoff time, now or never. You want to get in? This is the time. Don't miss out on the last few weeks of football with Prize Picks, the best place to win cash while you're watching the playoffs. You could actually win up to 1,000 times your money on Prize Picks. It's the best place to get real money sports action. Over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings. Okay, Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You just pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to that 100,000 times your cash. I'm going to go on right here on my phone, and I'm going to show everybody. And Kev, you're going to give me your opinion here. We still have on tonight. Let's look at tonight's games. Well, here's Steve bringing up tonight's games. Okay, LeBron James tonight.
Butler's not playing. I think he'll get more than 22 points.
22 and a half are the amount of points they're asking you to pick, more or less. And you would play more than 22 and a half.
Yeah, because he played there too.
Okay. Now let's scroll down a little. What else is going on? We have some hockey tonight, I know. This one's going already. That's I think that's an in game one I was looking at there. Who else tonight? Let's see.
Terry Sawchuk will make 3 saves for the Red Wings.
I'll go to the Red Wings. Where is it? Do we have him? Terry Sawchuk. No. The nursing home. Who's playing tonight? That hasn't started yet. I think Edmonton probably. So all right, so go ahead right there. Edmonton. Let's go to that starts soon. Take a few guys. Few guys.
Pick some guys.
Pick 2, 3, and you increase your payout. Guys, Prize Picks now offers MasterCard for quick and easy deposits into your account this sports season. Think Lamar Jackson will get more than 250 passing yards next week? Will Patrick Mahomes pass for more than 1.5 touchdowns? Cook up hot takes with your friends and win real money this football season when you and your crew run your game on Prize Picks. Okay?
I got Henry more than, I think it was, what did they say, 98.5 yards?
Was that yours? Yeah, I don't have it on mine today.
Yeah, I think Henry's going to.
There he is. More than, all right, so he's going to go more than 98.5 rushing yards.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson, more or less than 54.5 rushing yards. It's a lot for a quarterback. But, we're talking about Lamar Jackson. Is it still, let's see, passing yards, Patrick Mahomes? What is that, Steve? 250.5. More or less. 250. I think I would take more on Patrick. You're going less. Steve's going less. Guys, we'll tell you how it goes. I want you to get on this action, guys. Make these picks. Download the app today. Use the code KLIQ, K-L-I-Q, and you're going to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Okay, download the app. Use the code KLIQ, K-L-I-Q. Get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. Run your game. Steve, I got to see how you do on that. So, and that's great. See that action. He's playing 5, and he could win $21.50 on that. That's if he gets 3 correct, and even if you get 2 out of 3, you get 1.25 times.
When is the national championship game?
When is the national championship? Good question. Google that. When is? Oh, there you go. Okay, it's the 20th. Is that later than usual?
No, yeah, but I mean it's Monday.
For those of you that want to join us here at Kliq This TV, you may do so by going to KliqThisTV.com. Join the 11 Soft Club, be in our pre-show meeting, get exclusives, get the shows early, get them without commercials, and be a part of the Ask Kevin and talk to us throughout the show. Go to KliqThisTV.com. Become part of that elite club. Raw. Episode 2 on Netflix. I watched it today, Kevin. And what was the total running time on this? 2?
I think it was around 2.
Yeah.
I didn't get. Oh, God.
Hopefully Raw didn't elicit that reaction from
No.
you, just my mere mention of it.
No, fuck, I had to get up early today.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
What time?
I got up at 9. Went to bed at 4:30.
Well,
How about you?
There's the issue.
Yeah.
I answered one of your texts and then passed out last night.
Of course you did.
So Raw's opening this week. We had Punk open.
Right. After a really great production quality
the opening
entrance.
sequence.
Yeah.
Now,
that's not the Anaheim Pond anymore, right?
They all change all the time. I can't keep track.
Because the Anaheim Pond was the Honda Center, and that was the SBC Center, and then they gave the attendance. It was like 13,000. I know that the Anaheim Pond holds way more than that, but I mean, I don't know if that's a new building in Anaheim or a new building in San Jose.
Where was it, Steve? Pull this up. Anyway, what I want to ask you about
San Jose is where that we had WrestleMania 12 there, and that wasn't that building.
Yeah, it's okay. So it was San Jose, but the SAP Center? That was?
Was the SAP Center the Honda Center before that?
I don't know. Looking.
Well, anyway, so they had it. Then Rollins came out. Then Drew came out, and they kind of threw it back and forth. No fisticuffs, no physicality, but they all gave the importance of
the Rumble.
Right. I thought that Punk did a good job when he said, "Am I the only one that can look up there and see WrestleMania?" You know, they see that WrestleMania sign, and you know, I'm gonna do the Rumble. I just thought it was done well.
There's something to that. There's something to not having a schmoz, not needing to do that and to still either advance a storyline or get a job done, like Rumble, right? Put the focus on Rumble. Get your major names involved.
Yeah, move the story together with physicality. Right. Because on top of that, you knew that you were gonna showcase a luchador that has not been on that program before, and I think anything was, you know, with him and Gable, I think that anything was going to pale work-wise in that first half, you know, of the show.
There's some genuine excitement, I think, with Penta.
I think so.
That pop was legit.
Yeah. And that's remember a couple of weeks ago I said that Paul was working on somebody's open. It was Penta's open that Paul was working on to get the lighting right and everything.
Right.
Yeah, that was a couple of weeks ago. So I mean, that's, you know.
Think of the individual lighting cues and it's the stuff everyone takes for granted. Like we know we take film production for granted. We take action more, you know, the effects and stuff for granted. But just in watching a Raw broadcast, developing the openings, doing the lighting design, the music, everything about it, and having to run all those cues throughout that, I would love the network to do, or Netflix to do, a documentary drilling into the minutia, a 10-part series, each edition taking, just dissecting one aspect of a live broadcast production for WWE today.
Tell you a great story I heard. It was Hunter, Vince, and I think Ari. They went to go see Chappelle. And so they're in the crowd, and the person that tells me the story is saying that Vince can't sit still. Vince is looking around, and after the show, they get to go back and talk to Chappelle, and everybody's talking, and Vince just says to me, he goes, "Do you mind if I give you a couple ideas on what might be able to make the production aspect of this a little bit better?" And Vince, like, as he watched the show, he was like basically dissecting what would make it better from the standpoint of production and the visual effect of it. And man, it's just like just a different way. I remember every time I would come back to the WWE and it'd be like, okay, and then of course you're going to go from that handheld and then just go ahead and shift a little bit because we're going to pick you up with camera 17, which is, somewhere up over here. And it was just, there was always, every time you went. I remember when I went into the Hall of Fame in 15, the year before, I put Scott in and I had to pick the microphone up. And I guess that really bothered Vince that I had to make such an adjustment. So when it was time for me to speak, Sean put me in, and then I went to grab it, and Vince went, "Ah!" And he went to smack my hand. And I went, "What?" And he went, and the thing went on a power thing, went up to the perfect height,
So it adjusted with each speaker, yeah.
Yeah, but Vince was just like, and that's the difference between WWE and everybody else.
Yep. Agreed. The Razor's Edge got a call out. Did you hear that? Got a little shout out during the Finn and Priest.
Priest's outfit was very Razor-ish. He did the same thing. I remember one time I had one of the girls made me a singlet, and it had a lot of stuff through the singlet, and he takes his singlet down like I do. I did when I powerbomb. He does it for the choke slam, and he went to pull that bitch down, man, and it was just like a corset, and he had to muscle it down. But I enjoyed that match.
I did too. The street fight.
And you think
it's what
about
it
it,
was supposed to be.
That's been a pretty much an open chapter since SummerSlam is when Finn fucked him. So
was it 5 months?
Yeah. So
that closed the chapter.
That got closed.
But if I'm going to nitpick, and I said this a couple of weeks ago on some, we got a neck brace on. We're being stretchered. A few minutes after that, you should not be diving off the top to the outside through a table. And let's say you do it. Let's say you are intoxicated with adrenaline and you're able to, with your broken neck or your sprained neck, dive off and go through a table. The back was sold by Finn. But what about the neck? You were just on a stretcher.
Well,
I'm still invested in the neck part of this.
My whole thing is when you the whole thing about having your cervicals fused is usually if you've got a bad C3, C4, and they fuse those, then usually the one on top of it, the one below it, are the next ones to go. So when you put that collar on, and you do anything, that fucking collar is up on your C1 Atlas. It's up where you fucking, that's paralyzing. You know, if that was to fucking in any form or fashion catch that, I mean, I just thought from a danger standpoint, I was just like, wow. I wouldn't want anything around my fucking neck.
I don't know. Maybe acting class are just something where that the story, committing to the decisions you make as a performer, stay consistent. I don't know. It still irks me. It shouldn't. It's entertainment. It's wrestling.
See, what always comes down to when you analytically pick it apart, then you go back to, okay, then when somebody gets sent off the ropes and they get pushed and sent off the ropes, they would hook the ropes and not come off. Right?
Yeah.
Every time. There would be, I remember people would blind you. Or as they say now on NXT, rake your face.
Rake your face.
They would rake your face, and
I'm gonna try that with beef tallow. It sounds like something I should do for my skin.
yeah,
I'm gonna rake my face
rake
tonight.
your face with the beef. But yeah, if somebody sent you off the ropes and you hit the ropes, you just grab onto them. And then just scoot underneath, right?
Wouldn't you do it every time? Is what you're
Every
saying?
time.
Why would you never? Why would you not do that ever?
I mean, you would. It's because you're at a disadvantage because the other person has motored your body to such a degree that he's thrown you off the ropes. Could you imagine if it was a shoot, how hard it would be to get somebody to come off the ropes?
You're 6'10", 280, whatever. You couldn't throw.
Shit, I was 325 back then.
No, I'm saying even now, like you couldn't, like
I could with
the thinnest, slightest. You couldn't whip Tamara to the ropes where she would bounce back off. I don't think.
Well, and not only that though, if you did, with the force that you would do it with, the person would hit them and just face bump or go through them. I mean, it's like the whole, just to run that. You would, when my run was over and you would do indies, and they would always, when this is back when they still had Polaroids, and people would want to do Polaroids, and the promoter would always say, let's do them in the ring. And I'd be like, oh, fuck, no, let's not do them in the ring. And and I would sit there and argue with the promoter of this indie thing. I'm like, dude, have you ever fucking seen like a person get into the ring that has never been in the ring? I said, if you just put a line of people, I said, we can do 200.
11 minutes each.
Each, but it's like, fuck, man. Then you add that to the stairs, and they got to go from the stairs around the pole onto the apron. They got to figure out how to go under, over. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah. So outside of that, I did enjoy the match. Any match with a stip is always a little fun.
I think I really enjoyed. We were both talking about Jax.
Yeah. Very interesting duality to her.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful fucking woman.
Right. You can't go 100% monster because you look at her face and she's stunning.
She's beautiful, man.
Yeah.
She's absolutely a stunning woman. And
but she looks like she could bend rebar around her neck.
No,
so
she's
it's an interesting balance.
Then you have Rhea, who it depends. Like Rhea's got like 1,000. She's one of those people that every week she looks different. Like she had her smile was bigger, but man, when she fucking throws that leg up on the she gets in the ring like Barry Windham when Barry Windham was in his prime. Like Barry Windham used to get in the ring and like it was like a panther. That's how she looks, man. She's just very cat-like.
Yeah.
Yeah, to me, she's so special because I've never seen a female sell like she does.
Interesting point.
I've just never seen a female sell like she does. Just.
Yeah. Yeah, no, she's tremendous. Absolutely.
I saw where Sasha, not Sasha anymore, but I saw where she said sometimes a hoe's just got to be a hoe. I saw that on Instagram. I thought that was.
The Jey Uso promo, and I don't know if this is Jey or just the YEET shit. It's just,
you gotta say eat stuff because
eat.
It's not shit because people are man. It's fucking over as fuck.
I know, but the stupidity of what's over something. Look, popular doesn't make something not stupid. Actually, it's usually inversely proportional. The more popular something is, the worse the movie is usually. But it makes it insufferable to sit through his promo. I want to see where he's going. He's got to pause every 4 seconds. I remember the watch shit. Like I know, I get it, but I don't know why this is far less engaging, entertaining, amusing, anything. The watch stuff had a touch of comedy to it.
Oh God, that was horrible.
Yeah, but this is worse.
I'll disagree because I haven't been out for. I'm sure that the yeet wasn't every time you spoke.
Monday it was. Every time he spoke.
I'm just saying though, when you go back and forth with Jay, it's not the crowd doesn't before you can talk yell that.
Whereas the Watt was just
constant. And if you talk like I do, like slow as fuck and what, and they would never give you the out that you wanted. The out was always going to be, yeah, a deaf man blew me last night. What? A deaf man blew me last night. What? Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Like, fuck you. Like, it's not that smart.
Well, it's all in all, what would you grade the broadcast?
It went by fast to me. I'll give it a 7.5.
7.5?
Yeah.
Coming off the debut of what, a 9.5 last week?
I'll give it a 9. I would give it a like a 9, like a 9 on pacing.
Week one, episode
week
1.
Week
this
2.
week. This week.
Yeah, I thought the pacing, because you had to. You had to just have the moments that you were going to have because it was huge.
I'll say that for a show that didn't have some of the big names on it, there were the priest match, the street fight, and then having Penta come out. So they had enough to make it work. I thought the in-ring action was pretty good. And until you get to Rumble, you're limited on what you can do. When you get close to, you get those go-homes and you get close to, you can't do too much to shake up what you got planned at the pay-per-view. So
I'd like to go through some segment.
The promo?
Yeah. I like him. I mean, he's a fucking good heel, man.
Mm-hmm. Good show. 7.5. Can't be. Not everything can be perfect. Oh, you know what can be perfect? The perfect jean. Oh, I love my perfect jeans. I have a couple of pairs. Kev, you do too. And I do love them. Their fit is absolutely perfect on me, and they accentuate a man's stature in the way they need to. It's New Year's, means that people are probably setting some unrealistic goals and striving for perfection. But here's one 2025 goal that's easy to hit: updating your wardrobe with the perfect jean. These jeans will be your closet's MVP, whether your resolutions are to shed some weight, gain some muscle, or just embrace the awesome body you've got with a revamped wardrobe. These jeans will be with you every step of the way. You know what I love, Kevin? They have this slight stretch to them. So,
Oh yeah.
I'm wearing a jean, but it feels like something other. It's the perfect crossroads between the most comfortable pair of pants and a pair of blue jeans, and they don't even have to be blue. They got a zillion colors and styles and fits and cuts, and you want them tight, you want them this, you want them that. They're sharp enough to wear to work or for a date night, comfy enough for day wear. Okay, this is not just an ad. This is the first step to you crushing your goals this year. Okay, Perfect Jean has saved over 700,000 pairs of nuts, and their owners from stiff, unforgiving denim. This is soft but rugged like a jean. That number's going up every day, by the way. And we are going to give you the love that you deserve when you order your perfect jean. They have 6 fits, waists from 26 to 50, lengths from 26 to 38, giving you over 5,000 combinations to match the goals you've made. So our listeners are going to get 15% off. I'm ordering tonight. Off your first order plus free shipping at theperfectjean.nyc, or just Google The Perfect Jean. Make sure you use our code. Get your discounts. The code KLIQ15, KLIQ 15 at checkout. You know what? Your first order is going to get free shipping, free returns, free exchanges when you use that code KLIQ15. All right? Go to theperfectjean.nyc. After you purchase, they're going to ask you where you heard about them. Please support the show. Tell them we sent you. Fuck your khakis, all right? Get the perfect jean. Revolutionizing what goes on below a man's waist for 700,000 men. Kev, today was pretty historic in another way because we finally got, it seems, we got both sides of the Hamas-Israel crisis to agree to a ceasefire and a hostage return. And as of air, that happened today, as of air, this still seems to be on. Goes into effect tomorrow, I guess, and then the hostages are slated to be released on Sunday. Will this stick? Will the tales of what we're going to hear from these hostages, will this exacerbate anything or fire anything up again, or do you think we're done? I say we, meaning us as a civilization.
I pray that this is played out. I mean, I'm hoping.
What's the resolution? When we agree to a ceasefire, we have sides agree to release people. How do we? This is going on for 60 years. How do we get an agreement over Gaza? It's impossible.
I mean, it has to be. Right now the biggest thing is we have to rebuild Gaza. I mean, it's basically a parking lot. So.
Yeah.
I was amazed. The numbers were like 48 or 40, whatever it was. But it was, I want to think it was maybe 8,000 less than we lost in Vietnam.
In such a concentrated time.
Yeah, 18 months.
Yeah.
It was staggering. I was just like, God.
Yeah, they're hoping this is phase 1. Joe Biden said that the talks will go beyond the temporary ceasefire to a phase 2. of the deal that could include a permanent end of the war.
I'll tell you one thing that I did hear today that was encouraging was Iran wanted absolutely nothing to do with any kind of talks face-to-face with the Biden administration during the last 4 years. And they've came out on record, Iran has, that they will talk to Trump. So,
Okay.
yeah.
More malleable of the two?
I don't know. I think that there's that one story where the guy Trump said and it was the Taliban, and they sat down and he said the top Taliban guy wasn't there. It was somebody that was going to interpret it and bring the message back. And he said, "You got to stop killing our boys over here." And then Trump handed the guy a picture of the guy's house from the aerial view and left that with him, and they walked out. And he said, for like 18 months, we didn't lose a soldier. Because that guy
demonstrating that they have the intelligence.
Yeah, that Trump was going to blow him up. So there's a lot. I mean, I don't know. I don't think that taking one that assassination attempt. I think that kind of galvanized that there's just not a lot of people on this planet hate him, love him, whatever. I just don't think that if I took a bullet off the side, and I mean, you can hear when a bullet goes by you, and I don't think I would have pumped my fist and said fight, 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 or whatever. I just so.
To your rally though, if those were your people, I mean, he's addicted to the.
Yeah, but you're still. I mean, we're still.
And he got his shoes. He was concerned about the shoes. I think once they got his shoes, he was able to kind of refocus and say, the end of the rally. Let's use this.
We're still, when it comes down to it, we're still mammals, and we our number one thing is to survive.
Mm.
Nobody knew there wasn't another shooter.
Yeah. Okay, so you're impressed that he raised the fist and said fight.
Well, I mean, when I saw it, I was in Stockton doing a signing, and I went back to my room. I'd heard about it at the end of the day, and I was just like, "What?" So I went back and I said, I'm not gonna mess with anything. I'm just gonna turn on Fox because I'll get exactly what I'm looking for. So I turned on Fox, and I saw it, and I saw the whole thing, and I said, he will not lose. Like I said that, that was like that in Iwo Jima when they're putting up the Marines are putting up the flag. I said, wow. I said that's going to be pretty iconic.
All right, well, we'll see who loses. He didn't lose.
No.
We'll see if the American people do. I'm sure it'll be fine. He's building a very competent cabinet. I'm sure.
I'm waiting for the Canadians and the
well, we're buying Canada
for Panama. We're not buying it. We're going to take it.
We're going to take it. Right. Panama Canal. Right.
Take Greenland. So
yeah, you could just go. You could just go and buy them and claim them. That's how this works.
Well, Greenland's only 46,000, so I mean, I'm sure Musk can pay them off.
Right.
It's amazing.
After they hand them TikTok or
the God, like the average wage per month, family of 4 in Greenland is like $6,000. Median price of a home's like $220. Like,
Think about all that Earl. Think about all that oil, boy.
I think there are more minerals up there than.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think it's a mineral situation.
There's oil up there.
Well, there's oil all through that Arctic.
Kevin,
just,
Florida man. Oh, yes. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, it's just, drilling that deep through that frozen shit's probably pretty damn expensive.
Florida man or Jersey guy. I'm going to read you two headlines for anyone playing along. One, a Jersey guy incident. One, a Florida man incident. Does one smell more like the other state than the other? First one, man arrested for inappropriate contact with horse. Second headline, man arrested after rotting body of mom found stuffed in abandoned fridge. I think the first guy may want to tag with.
Give me the first one again.
Yeah, the guy that's going to tag with Kenny Omega. That's man arrested for inappropriate contact with horse. And then man arrested after rotting body of mom found stuffed in abandoned fridge.
Now, does the guy have an NDA with the horse, or do we know? It's just inappropriate. We don't know exactly what happened, but
Well, I'll tell you. You would help to read the story to get a little. Arrested after making allegedly inappropriate contact with a horse. Police allege that he attempted to put a body part into the animal's nostril. He also engaged in self-pleasuring acts while touching
Florida
the horse.
That's Florida man.
Touchdown.
That's Florida. That's Ocala.
When arrested, told the police, "I haven't had any sex in probably 2 months." This was out of, let me look for the location for you here. You've said Ocala. Lake Wales, where would that be?
I don't know.
Okay, that was Lake Wales. And then Jersey contributed to this week's excitement with the body of 50-year-old Laura Hughes was identified following an urgent appeal by police centering on the tattoos across her torso. Came across a grisly discovery in a refrigerator. Christopher Belvins now faces charges of desecration of human remains, hindering apprehension in connection with Miss Hughes's death.
Is it Lake Wales or Wells?
I thought it was W-A.
Yeah,
Let me
Wales.
check. Yeah. That's on the Florida man and his gelding fiancée. Doesn't he realize that he can just drink some animal colostrum and feel closer to the animal kingdom?
That's actually south of Orlando.
But I bet central. I bet, right?
It's below. It's below I-4.
Okay. Is it near Lakeland?
Yes.
Okay.
I would say 40 miles.
That's funny. I'm working with someone on a book who I think lives. That might be the town. Jesus Christ. Let me make sure it's not it.
Oh, that's where Bach Tower is.
Was that?
So Tamara wanted to go see this Bach Tower thing, and I mean it's some fucking tower that plays music. It's in the middle of nowhere.
Like Johann Sebastian Bach, like the composer tower?
It's just fucking just horrible place to go. So some place to waste a day. And I remember T went, and we took my mother-in-law and her husband at the time, John, who was alive, and
B-O-K. There, I see it. Look at it.
There we go. Yeah, doesn't that look like something a couple of guys want to go see?
It actually looks like something that might have fallen out of somebody's tea back during the match we opened the show with there.
I don't know. That's girthy.
Yeah, it is girthy. It is wide like a Pepsi can. So anyway, so you went and you loved it.
Yeah, so we went. We loved it so much.
What is the purpose of it? It's playing music.
You garden. It's like, yeah, it's one of those places. It's one of those places where if you're an old person, you go like it's like, it's just some place to go. So if you do die, at least like the story is, well, we're on their way to the Bach Tower. It's one of those kind of deals.
The Singing Tower, it's called, Kevin.
Yeah.
God damn it. The bell chamber at the top.
Oh, it's and it plays music. I think the music comes out of it, and I guess,
I see you getting out of the car. Everyone unloads out of the truck, and you look around. You go,
oh, there's
all right, we about done?
There's benches around it. Yeah, I did the fucking Chevy Chase.
Yeah.
Oh,
Looks good, honey.
Tower of London, Big Ben. But yeah, it was one of those deals.
Oh, there's keyboards playing as well. I thought it was just maybe the bells at the top.
Oh, no, it's...
Wow.
I mean, there's so much shit going on there. Now, if you would have had Quasimodo, like in a cage or something, that would have been... Yeah.
Right. All right. So, all right.
One of the things I found out, though, is I think it's like 220 feet above sea level in that area, which is the highest area of Florida.
See, you're shooting on it, but you learned something.
Yeah. If there's ever going to be a
Jeopardy question about the Bach.
200-foot storm surge, I'm going to go to the Bach Tower and ride it out.
How old was Tristan?
Ah, fuck. I think he was in probably like maybe a sophomore in high school.
He was 15 when he went. He was 65 when he left.
Yeah.
After the education.
He came back. He was just like, did we tape Jeopardy? So it's like...
we joke, but I'm sure it's on somebody's bucket list to go see that raging.
On the way there, though, if you go as you leave and go back on I-4, you'll see one of the largest collections of high lifts and all this shit that you can rent. I mean, there's miles of it.
What's a high lift?
Like a...
Sounds like something you get done to your ass.
No, it's like a... it's a forklift, but the thing goes up like fucking a mile.
Oh.
It's just all kind of shit. Backhoes, those cherry pickers, they got all kind of shit that you can rent, buy.
What is this, like the Farm Life Museum? What is that?
I don't know. It's on the side of the road. It's every once in a while you'll see one of those things. You drive through some state and there'll be fucking 11,000 modular homes that are all models. You're like, Jesus.
You said a high lift, and I immediately thought of my friends at Blue Chew.
Kevin, see, there they are right there.
If you want a high lift, Blue Chew is the original brand offering chewable tablets. They are erection-enhancing tablets to help men achieve stronger, harder, longer-lasting erections.
No forklift needed to get that.
None needed.
That meat. Boom.
It is just a pill, a chewable pill that you can sign up for at BlueChew.com when you consult with one of the licensed medical providers. And once you're approved, you get your prescription just within days. Just pop the pill anytime, day or night, and you will be ready to go when called upon. All right? Does it work? We've given testimonials from listeners here. One guy, his wife had a 3-minute climax. Unbelievable. No doctor's office visits, no awkward conversations. Guys, this is as easy as logging in right now, going online, going to BlueChew.com. Don't forget to use our code, which will get you your action there. Tell them the Kliq, Kliq, folks, sent you. And you're going to get your first month of Blue Chew free, okay? And make life easier by getting harder. Discover your options at BlueChew.com. KTTV.com. Back with Kliq This, the Kevin Nash podcast, and we're at the high spot of the show, so you know I'm going to talk about Get Blitzed Lit Aid, courtesy of our friends Mickey Ray Sinatra and Courtney. What I'm talking about is nano-infused Delta-9 THC sip and syrup with just a teaspoon of this syrup in your favorite drink. Get you where you want to go. Just a teaspoon's all you need because it's a fast onset, 5 to 15 minutes. Nano-infused means it goes right into your bloodstream. No jerking around, waiting for to get processed by the liver and all that stuff. Pour it in any drink that you want. Different flavors. If you live in Maryland, you can visit a Stay Lit smoke shop. But for the rest of us, it's legal in most states to ship that Get Blitzed right to your door without a med card as long as you're over 21. Now you can save 15% by entering the code KLIQ, K-L-I-Q, at checkout. Go to get-blitzed.com. That's get-blitzed.com. Use that code KLIQ to save 15%. And also, to take advantage of that pre-sale giveaway, our flavored sip and seltzers are coming soon. Kev's Key Lime and Sean's Blue Raz Lemonade. So for orders of 2 bottles or more of the Get Blitzed Sip and Syrup, you can get one of these limited edition cover can Kliq This editions of the THC Lit Aid. And if you order more than $200, you can get 2 cans, one of each flavor. They're coming soon to a store near you, a website near you. We'll be talking about it when it happens. We're very close. Be sure to specify during checkout in the notes if you want Kev's Key Lime or Sean's Blue Raz if you're only getting one. Get-blitzed.com. Thank you. Get Blitzed. Long and strong with us.
I'm needing to get blitzed. It's been a month.
You're probably going to need to just smell the can, like just crack the
You know
lid.
what? My wife actually, because I love key lime pie, so my wife is going to make a key lime pie, and then she's going to put a couple of teaspoons of the key lime pie mix in it.
Brilliant. There's an edible now.
Yep.
Oh.
And she makes great key lime pie too.
Oh, that's not easy, man. I mean, you guys do it the best down there, and I say you guys. I mean, Florida. You get your best key lime pie down there, man. She's
got it down to a science.
Well, I expect sometime, guys. I mean, I love
and
it.
it's well, like a lot of people don't like it because we if it calls for X amount of sugar, she uses 1/10 of that, and because I don't want a bunch of sugar.
Yeah. We can get away with it with the fruit juice, probably, right? It's
you have to. There's condensed. There's a specific juice that she uses. That's like it's a specific brand of key lime juice that is
sounds tremendous.
The key as you fuck a horse in the nose.
Right. Hashtag Ask Nash. It's time, Kev, for you to face your public. Face the music. Smokey is our first one up today. He said, Kev, was catering different for every town you made? Obviously, in early days, it was sandwiches. What was your favorite town to visit because you had to get a particular food?
Catering was catering. It was never. It wasn't until after,
But is a place in an individual city doing the catering, or it's a
No.
traveling?
I don't
The
know
whole kit
how
and
it
caboodle
works.
traveled with you.
Well, when you go to SummerSlam or whatever, I mean, there's everything on earth from cereal to.
And I wonder if it
steaks to-
travels. I wonder if they have a company that they.
I don't know. All I
This
know
would
is
be in the documentary. This would be in my Netflix show. I
Yeah,
would
but
spend a day on food. An entire episode about food at Raw. Can we get this done? You know people there. I'll produce it.
I
You
don't
just need
want
to write the check.
I
You don't have to
want
do a damn thing. You just watch it.
I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want to do.
I don't want to breathe.
Yeah, this is enough. I'm good.
Was there a particular city? I asked him to make a phone call. He goes, I can't possibly do that after doing this podcast. How about a favorite city because of the food? Because you had to get something that you liked.
No.
Really? Nothing? No city like, God, the goddamn pulled pork in Baton Rouge is... No.
We ate egg whites and we ate like bodybuilders. Egg whites and chicken breasts, dry baked potatoes.
Mm-hmm. Trash Boat. I've been watching every Nitro in chronological order, and around uncensored 1997, there's an angle where the NWO causes the Stiner brothers to wreck their car. How was that stunt filmed?
We just when we ram into it, but first we ram into the side of them. Number one, it's such a classic because like we're in like a 1985 LTD, like you'd be able to rent that someplace. And the Steiners are in, I think, a Mercury Sable or a Taurus or whatever it is. But Ellis just put like you would do a stunt where you put a ramp, and he had it under with some bushes, so they went off, and then the shot went down to real quick to the dash of our car,
Mm-hmm.
and then. So let me tell you where this angle was going to go, so that this person will appreciate this. So we end up taking them, and we knock them off the road, and here they go. It's clearly the Steiners.
Yeah.
What the fuck? What's wrong with you? Boom. So we wanted the Steiners to press charges for attempted murder, and have like the courtroom drawings on TV, like the whole like make this like a big deal, and like with restraining orders and and everything else. And then when it was time for them to show that tape, because they'd already showed it, it come up missing. And then as it went away, the guy would turn and open up his he's in the evidence. He had an NWO shirt on underneath. Yeah, that was like it was going to be.
That's hot.
Yeah, it was going to be like a 4-week little thing, and it was so real that they showed it on Saturday. Everybody went berserk, and they had to fucking. The Steiners came out on Monday and beat the fuck out of us.
Right.
So,
but well shot. We go back to talking about how those NWO vignettes, just how wrestling TV was different and believable and all that stuff. And
I have a neck brace on in the car.
Right, but you didn't sell it, so you're fine. So who's with you? Who's handling production for that? Who's like the way that they shot
Kids shooting it.
But who decides like the cut? Because there's where the camera kind of jerks to the steering wheel, and that's where they make the cut to insert the car going off the road. It's very, very well done. They hide the fact that there's a cut, and it's not Rick and Scott in there. Right there. See, that was that cut right here. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, the camera got bumped for a second, but it's actually a cut so that they could insert the shot of the stunt driver.
Yeah, we just did it, and then we shot it, and then we switched drivers and we shot it again, and they just
very cool. Jason Knapp. Sorry to keep blowing up you guys, but have a specific. But I have a question about Jeff Jarrett and the country singer gimmick. Was he actually did he actually want a music career and singing? Was his singing a work or a shoot?
That was Road Dogg singing. He lip sync Road Dogg.
Gotcha.
Road Dogg sing his ass off.
What do we got in the house? We got a couple of questions. Who can wrap us up here in the house? Tyler Blair, the WWE Vault, released a behind-the-scenes video of the filming of the 1995 Rooftop RAW intro. Any fun memories of that night?
Yeah, I couldn't wait to get out of there because I had like a 7 o'clock flight with my wife to go to. we went to Zurich, and we flew from JFK to Zurich. We were trying to get pregnant too.
Did you make the flight?
Yeah, but like 2 hours sleep. That was when my wife knew, like, oh my God, how do you fucking do this?
Yeah.
And then everybody else went home, and then I went on the road, but I had my wife with me and did 4 or 5 days of for the European tour.
The answer is going to be no, but what kind of compensation? Like you're doing your shots, but now that's a shot. You've got to go film a vignette, a commercial, an opening, something for the show. Are you paid separately for that day?
Nope.
Not at all?
Nothing.
So you who had to be there all night and had a 7 o'clock flight, anyone on the card that
Nothing.
didn't have to go, you were paid.
You might have got $100 or something like that.
Oh, a little bit. That's a per diem. Who else we have live in the house here?
I think that's what they did. Is I think they actually probably picked up your hotel room and rental cars for the day, and it was probably
For something they had said you had to do.
Right.
Yeah, how nice.
Yeah.
Ivan Garcia. McAfee is the bridge to get NCAA athletes who aren't going into the NFL to give WWE a shot. Interesting take. Truth to this?
I don't see the correlation.
Well, that he could lure. I don't want to say legitimate athletes. People in the legitimate contest sports world.
No, it's 18-year-old kid. We're not going to. WWE is not going to take an 18-year-old kid and put him in the performance center.
Okay,
ain't going to happen.
Very good.
They'll take you now. Take an NCAA guy who's determining whether he wants to go free agent to the NFL or go to the PC. That's a different story. Like Steiner.
Right.
Like Bronson.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to, make the practice squad for the Ravens or be the IC champ?
What else we got? What do we got? Ivan Garcia, did Dave Chappelle ever respond to Vince McMahon's curiosity and suggestions about production?
I don't know. I just heard the story 2 days ago.
Okay. I would like to know what his reply was. And Tyler Blair, wrap us up. Any more good Pillman stories? Do you think he could have been a permanent main event presence had the car accident never happened? How would he have fit in with that roster?
I don't, who knows with anything? I think that he was undersized.
Mm-hmm.
And he was, that was just still that era of, Eddie Guerrero's probably one of the greatest workers of all time. Eddie was just undersized. And Eddie looked 275 on TV, as long as you didn't put him next to a 9-foot tall guy.
Right. That's true.
Yeah, but Eddie's work was...
Kliq This is a production of Butch and Sundance Media, produced in association with Podcast Heat and The Bach Tower, created by Tristan Nash, Kevin Nash, and Sean Oliver, producer Steve Kaufman, graphics by Dominic D'Angelo, title sequence and audio edit by Wesley Burleson, theme song by Dale Oliver, no relation, technical research by Tristan Nash, copyright 2025, Butch and Sundance Media. Kev, want to do another one?
Yeah, why not?
Is there some key lime pie in it for us?
I don't have anything.
service. Never